I don't know what's wrong with you. Your older sibling thinks I'm amazing.
Oh yeah, right. So I'm the problem then, am I?
No. No, actually, I treat you all completely differently, depending mainly on who I can gain the most control over.
And that's why we've had completely different childhoods.
Exactly. As children, I played you all off against one another, and the ones that came out on top as the ones that I could control the most are the ones that I kept close.
And you make me out to be the crazy one.
Yes, exactly. If I can't control you, I'll control the way they see you.
You realise this rips our sibling bonds apart. It destroys families.
Oh, I realise, all right. I just make them think it's you. After all, you're the one making a big deal about this.
Yeah. And most people actually do seem willing to blame the person talking about abuse before they blame the person abusing.
This is not talked about in the black community. How our parents, how our family treat us.
Nah, but for real, let's go ahead and talk about it. A lot of us grew up in toxic family households. We are conditioned to not talk about and or address these issues because we don't want to make family look bad. But what about our mental health? What about us? I am definitely the black sheep of my family, and I know a lot of y'all can relate. I'm the one that they don't like because I don't take their BS. I don't put up with auntie's mess and her gossip and her lies. I don't put up with older cousins thinking they're going to run over me and handle me just because I'm the smaller one. I don't put up with my grandparents feeling like they can talk to me any kind of way just because they think I'm beneath them or they look down to me. I don't put up with my mama feeling like she can control my life and live through me just because she's not happy with the decision she made. Basically, I'm the one in my family don't nobody mess with. And when you come to the conclusion that you love you, you realize that that's okay. You grow to accept that. A lot of times family is not the family that you're born with. For people like me, it's definitely the family that I build. And that is okay.
This is a message for the daughters who feel like their mothers don't like them, for the women who feel like their mothers don't accept them, for the grown little girls who are still trying to get their mother's validation and approval. How your mother feels about you has nothing to do with you. And it has everything to do with her own unresolved pain and trauma that she's still carrying in her life and that she carried in her womb when she was also carrying you. A daughter is supposed to be the improved version of a mother. In a healthy mother-daughter relationship, every mother wants to see their daughter do well, do better than them, have more than they had, and achieve the things that she couldn't as a woman. But when a mother is still living in her own emotional trauma and has yet to resolve it for herself, she may feel jealous, she may feel envious, she may feel upset, and she may resent her own daughter for being the type of woman that she's not able to be. She may have even resented you as a girl for being too confident, for being too free, for being too self-assured, or simply for exhibiting any of the traits that she herself found it hard to express. And so here's what I want to offer you. That it's really not that your mother doesn't like you, but it's more that she doesn't like who she is. And seeing you, being with you, and having you reminded her of how much she really doesn't like herself. Your job now is to live the life that you choose, to give yourself the permission to be who you are fully and wholly, and to only seek your own validation. If you need help with this, tap my name right here so that you can book a call with me at the link in my bio.
I'm a narcissistic mother. Of course, I secretly would rather see you struggle than do well for yourself. The more you struggle, the more you have to rely on me, which means I get to control you. I'm a narcissistic mother. Of course, I had children to cater to my ego. The purpose of having kids is to teach blind obedience to me, not for them to be their own people. I'm their ruler. I'm a narcissistic mother. Of course you have to earn my love. I'm a narcissistic mother. Of course I've been emotionally unavailable your whole life. I didn't become a mom to meet your needs. I became a mom for you to meet mine. I'm a narcissistic mother. I can only love you for who I want you to be, not for who you are. As long as you do as I say, stick beside me in my toxic behavior and participate in the fantasy I've created in my head, you have nothing to worry about, my love. I'm a narcissistic mother. Of course, I'd rather impress strangers and give the idea of a perfect family instead of actually having a healthy family dynamic. I don't really care about having a healthy family dynamic. As long as I get to post and keep up my false image, I'm fine. I'm a narcissistic mother. Of course, I play my children against each other and make them compete for my attention. I can never let them have a close relationship and leave me out the middle. Never. I'm a narcissistic mother. Of course, I'm going to be a seemingly loving grandmother, but only to one grandkid. I have to use the same manipulative tactics I used on my kids when they were younger. How else am I going to get them to compete for my love? I'm a narcissistic mother. I'll never apologize for the way I treated you, but I'll blame you for the way that you reacted.
Y'all, let me tell you something. It is nothing in this world that's more scarier than a family member that smiles in your face and they secretly hate you. They secretly are jealous of you. They hate your guts. They want competition. They want to be you. Nothing in this world is more scarier than that. And these are these same people that hang out with you. Y'all go to parties. Y'all go to family functions. They call you on the phone and act like they checking in on you, and the whole time they hate you. Believe it or not, it's more people in your family that secretly hate you than the outside world do. They say blood is thicker than water, but guess what? All family ain't blood, and all family ain't family. They say the people that bring you down the most is your family. Your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. You might get more love from the outside people more than your family. Some of y'all will borrow money from your family, and you thinking that they're giving you that money just to be genuine. They'll give you that money, and then they'll turn right back around and talk about you. Then you gotta watch out for the family that throw shit in your face, saying what they did for you. Oh, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have this. Why you think when you go to family functions, your whole vibe is off? Your whole vibe is off because it's a lot of people in your family that secretly dislike you. Try to tell you, all blood ain't blood, and all blood ain't good blood.
For those people who have toxic, dysfunctional, narcissistic families, I have a word for you. In these type of families, these type of settings, the one who causes the most friction is usually the healthiest one. And healthy in the sense that you are one of the more functionable ones, you've got your head on right, and you just want a better life. We are the ones that cause the friction. And the reason why you're causing the friction is because the toxic family or the dysfunctional family, they can't fathom that you are not doing the things that they do, that you are not the person that they are, that you don't think the same ways that they think, and just that you didn't fall down their rabbit hole. They don't like that. So yeah, you cause the friction. You do. The more good that you do makes them feel like you think you're better than them. But I'm here to tell you one thing. Learn to be okay with being the friction. As much as they try to paint you as one of them, or as much as they try to paint you as somebody that thinks that is better than everybody else just because you're not doing what they're doing, stay true to you. Bask in the friction. Shake their room. Shake your room. Because all that friction is doing is going to turn into resilience. All it's going to do is constantly remind you that you don't need that. And it's a constant reminder that you're doing the right thing. Let them label you as the one that causes the friction. Remember, you're doing something right. At least you're not the one that's causing the toxic, dysfunctional family.
Can we please stop telling people, well, that's still your mom, that's still your dad, that's still your brother or sister. Toxic is toxic, whether it's family or not. You have a right to walk away from people who constantly keep hurting you. Listen to that again.
If you have a family member where every time there's conflict or you exercise a boundary or you share something that doesn't feel good, you get that icky, sticky, why do I not feel good around this person? And you feel constantly violated, constantly manipulated, constantly hurt. And they respond with, but we're family. Sometimes families hurt each other. Sometimes families disrespect each other. Sometimes families do things to each other and you just have to get over it because we're family. Now, if this sounds familiar to you and you're like, yeah, we are family, but this doesn't feel right. Like, I don't feel good being around this person. I'm here to share with you that you do not have to tolerate manipulation, abuse. You do not have to tolerate being violated and having your internal peace violated, having your home, your space, your family, the life that you are cultivating and building for yourself. You do not have to tolerate it. You can be a loving, open-hearted, kind, understanding, self-regulated, well-adjusted, amazing human being. And sometimes we have to let people go and be in their own journey and be in their own experience away from us when their journey and their ways of being are not feeling good and are actually starting to hurt us and violate us in ways that are feeling like a fuck no in our body. And sometimes this feels really hard with family because we love them so much and we've seen their journey and we see their pain and we see their story. And like, what about you? What about your story? What about all of what you're moving through? And if you can no longer hold what somebody is putting onto you in your life and it feels like it's too much and it's crossing boundary after boundary after boundary, even when it's family, you have to let go. Like, that is the healing for you. That is the healing for them. That is releasing them into their own sovereignty of like, this is your journey and your experience, and I will no longer tolerate that. And I can love you and send you loving energy from afar. But when you behave in these ways, I am going to excuse myself from the room, from the space, from the relationship, whatever that looks like. You have the permission slip to do what you need to do to protect your peace, to protect your heart, to protect your innocence, and to protect your life. Like, that's okay. Sending you so much love.
I really love and I appreciate the lady in the last video, and I felt like that was a good way to sum up this. I'm probably going to do it in a 2 or 3 part. But long story short, I have been through times where I have had to distance myself from family and then let them back in. And then after I had the strength to distance myself the first time, it showed me a lot. Because, you know, your friend and your man may not hit you up, but you can always count on family, right? Whether I was good or whether I was bad, it wasn't reciprocal. And I felt all of that energy. So when I was in a time of need and I needed them, they didn't really want to be there. I was a burden then. Even though, I treat people how I want to be treated. So if I need somewhere to stay, I'm not just trying to stay for free. And, you know, and it's not for 3 months, 6 months, you know, for real, it'd only be like 1 month, maybe 2. But anyways, then I graduated to, I just kept my distance. And I wasn't contacted but for 2 times. And they both were for deaths. And I tried my hardest to, you know, extend my condolence, because I wasn't really that close to the person that passed. And I think that it shocked them all that it didn't affect me as much as it affected them, because, I mean, it was my birth mother's current husband at the time. So, and yeah, they fell off by themselves. That's how Yahuwah do it. If they ain't for you, if you focusing on Yahuwah, they'll fall off. And so they kept me out of it, and they went silent, and I just took that as a okay, you know, feelings mutual, you know. But it's just like any relationship that you have, a friendship with, you know, your homie or your girl, or a lover. When stuff ain't feeling the same and stuff ain't right, or the person is bold enough to basically be like, okay, I never really liked you anyway, but you know, I was just playing with you. I was entertaining you, you know, they're like that. And then when they see that you not like running behind them and trying to be up under them, and you know, you the one that's just trying to keep the thing together, they realized they were having more fun without me anyway. So I was the damper to the party. You know, they used to get mad at me for being a Bible thumper, yo. They couldn't stand it. They couldn't stand it. I remember I had left my abusive husband. I think it was for the next to the last time that I left him. And I was in a home. I was in my mother's home. My mother didn't live there. It was still her home. So she moved in with her boyfriend, and she was like, well, you could just pay the mortgage there as your rent. So I did. But then my aunt, her sister, had moved in with her 2 kids, and it was a decent sized house, you know. So yeah, that was happening. But I remember one night, my mom, my birth mother, she had a shop where she did chocolate everything, and so she sold her knickknacks, and it was next to a tattoo shop. So they ended up having a party at the house downstairs, and my aunt was so mad at me and just was like, girl, you tripping, you know, why you up here laying in the bed reading the Bible? And I was just like, what's wrong with that? Like, I'm not coming down there judging none of y'all, saying, why y'all down here partying and doing drugs and doing whatever you doing like that? Life is bigger than that. Like, I'm the type of person, don't mess with me, I won't mess with you. And so she was just picking, poking. And that's just one of the many, you know. But they all cut themselves off. Yahuwah cut him off. But he first gave me the mind to do it. And I know this video is heavy, but that's the point of it. It's such a heavy topic that we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to admit it. Like, if they are letting out files now of MLK and JFK and whoever else they want to, you know, air out their dirty laundry, and you see that everything that glitter isn't gold, and you know, we have this persona online and in person with family, like, to get to the heart of the matter is to get to the heart of the matter. Like, it's deeper than that. Like, a relationship that is superficial, only on your skin, and it don't penetrate deep, like, what is it? What is it? You know? And if you can't experience that with your own blood, your man, your best friend, your homeboy, your homegirl, it's not worth it. But anyways, I got a lot of videos on this topic, and I am going to do another one. So hopefully y'all stay tuned for it. And if you want to share your stories, look, I got time. You can put it in the comments. I'm going to read them and I'm going to comment, because even though my video style has changed up a bit, I'm just trying to do what works. I don't want to switch up my core. And like I said in videos of old, you scroll all the way back down to the beginning of my videos when I started sharing pieces of me. I said that I don't want to be the type of person that you see on this internet and they lying, they fake, they putting on, like, because you can get that anywhere. You can get that anywhere at any time, at all times. And, you're probably wondering now, but I care about myself. And I was a whole 39 years old, 38, when I started understanding that I'm gonna have to just accept this and be okay with it, because I always had that little lingering thought in the back of my mind. Oh, but they're family. It's family, But at the end of the day, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not raising my children like that. I understand a lot from my raising, but there has to be a point in time when you can like really be a big boy and a big girl and just own it. Like, own what you did, own what you did right, own what you did wrong, And I've been living like that for the longest. That's why I really stayed in an abusive relationship as long as I did, because I didn't want it to be able to go down to the end of the line and they be like, I was trifling. I tried to keep my children from him. I'm the problem. I'm crazy. I'm blah, blah, blah. No. I did almost everything. I did everything under the sun to make the marriage work, to make the co-parenting work, to make just the babysitting work. So I was just like, bruh, no. And I'm grateful to be alive now because it's that deep. I nearly lost my life so many times I can't even count. Don't want to count. But anyways, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Peace.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but family don't never want to get together until it's a funeral. Then at the funeral, everybody like, oh, we got to get together more often. We can't be getting together every time somebody die. I'm going.
Y'all know I'm silly. I couldn't end it on something so deep like that. But hey. So, anyways, thanks for watching.